You feel trapped. No matter how much you try to grow, people still see you as the person you used to be. They don't recognize your progress, your struggles, or the fire burning inside you. You're stuck in a version of yourself that no longer serves you. And the worst part? You've started to believe it too. You know you're capable of more. You know you're meant to break free from this life that's too small for you. But every time you try to change, something pulls you back. Old habits, familiar faces, expectations that were never yours to begin with. If you stay in this cycle, years will pass, and you'll still be in the same place, wondering why you never took the leap. This ends now. The world doesn't need to know what you're doing. You need to disappear, not in the physical sense, but from the distractions, the noise, and the chains that are keeping you weak. You need to rebuild in silence and return so unrecognizable that even your past self wouldn't dare approach you. In this video, I'll show you the 3 critical stages of disappearing and transforming yourself. But let me be clear, if you get this wrong, you might regret it for the rest of your life. If you're ready to take back control, hit the like button, subscribe to Victory Stoic, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And comment below, I choose transformation. Let's begin. Phase 1, disappear the right way. Leave behind your old self. Number 1, stop talking about your plans. Silence is power. Every time you speak about your plans, you weaken them. The excitement you feel when sharing your goals tricks your brain into thinking you've already accomplished something. You get validation before you've done the work, and that false sense of progress kills your discipline. Think about it. How many times have you told someone about a big goal, felt good about it in the moment, and then nothing? Weeks pass and the fire is gone. You were so busy talking about what you were going to do that you forgot to actually do it. This isn't just theory, it's backed by research. Studies show that every time you verbalize a goal, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical that rewards actual achievement. Your mind mistakes talking for progress, making you less likely to follow through. That's why the most dangerous people move in silence. Look at history's most successful figures, the great warriors, the masterminds, the game changers. They didn't waste time announcing their plans, they executed. Julius Caesar didn't declare his invasion of Rome, he simply crossed the Rubicon. Alexander the Great didn't boast about conquering the world, he just did it. And it's not just about historical figures. In your own life, think about the people who constantly talk about their big dreams but never follow through. You don't want to be one of them. So here's your move. Stay quiet, stay disciplined, and let your results speak. You don't need permission. You don't need validation. Just disappear, put in the work, and return as an unstoppable force. If you're ready to take control, commit right now. No more talking, only action. Number 2. Cut off connections that no longer serve you. Free yourself to grow. Not everyone in your life is meant to stay. Some people are anchors, not wings. They keep you trapped in an identity you've outgrown, reminding you of who you were instead of supporting who you're becoming. If you keep holding on to them, you'll never break free. Think about it. How many times have you tried to change, only to be pulled back by the same old voices? The people who dismiss your growth, downplay your ambition, and mock your discipline. They say you've changed, like it's an insult, but the truth is you're supposed to change. Growth demands it. Some of these people aren't even toxic. They're just stuck in a mindset that no longer aligns with where you're headed. They still live by the same excuses, the same limitations, the same cycles of self-sabotage. And if you stay too close, you'll absorb their energy, their doubts, and their fears. History is full of those who had to walk away to rise. Gautama Buddha left his palace to seek enlightenment. Steve Jobs was pushed out of Apple, only to return stronger than ever. Marcus Aurelius warned against letting the opinions of the mediocre define your path. If you want to transform, you must protect your environment like your life depends on it, because it does. Cut off the ones who drain you. Distance yourself from those who resist your growth. Surround yourself only with those who challenge and elevate you. Let them talk. Let them misunderstand you. You don't need their approval, you need results. When you reappear stronger, sharper, and untouchable, they will understand. But by then, it won't even matter. You'll be too far ahead. And that's exactly where you're meant to be. Number 3. Stay silent about your progress. Let your results speak. In a world obsessed with sharing every milestone, keeping your progress to yourself is a rare but powerful discipline. The moment you start boasting about your plans or achievements, you weaken them. Studies in psychology confirm this. When you announce your goals, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical associated with accomplishment. This creates an illusion of success, making you feel like you've already achieved something, when in reality, you haven't even begun the real work. That's why so many people start strong, gain some attention, then lose steam before they reach the finish line. Why sharing kills your drive? A classic example of this phenomenon is seen in fitness. How many times have you heard someone declare, "I'm going to get in the best shape of my life," only to see them quit after a few months? Social validation gives them a false sense of accomplishment, and once that need is satisfied, the urgency to actually put in the work fades. Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of the greatest bodybuilders and action stars of all time, understood this principle. He never talked about his workouts. He just showed up, trained, and let his physique speak for itself. When asked about his preparation for competitions, he remained vague, letting his competitors stay in the dark. By the time they realized how far ahead he was, it was already too late. The price of speaking too soon. Think about Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest inventors in history. Unlike his rival, Thomas Edison, Tesla was known for keeping his breakthroughs to himself. Edison, on the other hand, was a master at self-promotion, often taking credit before the work was fully completed. Tesla's reserved nature made his innovations more impactful when they were finally revealed. His silence wasn't weakness, it was strategy. The same principle applies in business. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, didn't boast about his plans to dominate e-commerce. He simply executed. By the time traditional retailers realized the extent of his vision, Amazon had already built an empire. Meanwhile, many companies make loud announcements about ambitious projects that never come to fruition, damaging their credibility. The Stoic perspective, why the silent path wins. Marcus Aurelius understood this concept centuries ago. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." In other words, don't waste your energy talking about what you will do, just do it. Every second spent seeking validation is a second stolen from your real progress. The world is full of people who talk big but deliver nothing. You don't want to be one of them. Your progress is sacred. Protect it, keep it hidden until it's undeniable. So here's your move. Stay quiet, stay disciplined, and let your results speak. When the time is right, your success will be impossible to ignore. Number 4. Reduce your online presence. Break free from your old identity. Social media is a trap, a digital mirror constantly reflecting back the person you used to be. Every post, every comment, every interaction reinforces an identity that might no longer serve you. If you truly want to transform, you need to step away. Think about it. How much of your self-image is shaped by how others see you online? The likes, the validation, the expectation to stay the same, because that's what people recognize? If you want to evolve, you must let go of the past version of yourself. And that starts with disconnecting. Your old photos? They keep you attached to the person you no longer are. Your past opinions? They trap you in outdated beliefs. Your social circle online? It conditions you to act the way you always have. It's not about running away. It's about freeing yourself. The greatest transformations happen without an audience. If you constantly seek approval or feel the need to announce your progress, you're still trapped in the very system that holds you back. Look at the most powerful individuals. They move in silence. They don't seek validation, they create results. If you're serious about changing, step away, rebuild in private, and return when you no longer need their recognition, only your own. Phase 2, recreate yourself, build a new you. Number 5, define your goals. Clearly, align them with who you truly are. If you don't know where you're going, you'll never get there. Most people drift through life, chasing vague ambitions shaped by society, family, or fleeting trends, never stopping to ask themselves, is this what I truly want? Real transformation doesn't come from following the crowd. It comes from brutal clarity about who you are and where you're headed. Think of an archer shooting blindfolded. That's how most people live, moving without direction, hoping success will somehow find them. But those who truly reinvent themselves don't wait for luck. They define their target, lock in, and execute relentlessly. Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, knew this well. At 13, he decided he would become the best in the world. He didn't just dream about it. He built his life around it, outlining his training, routines, and mindset with surgical precision. Every decision aligned with his goal, and because of that, his transformation was inevitable. Your goal isn't just something to think about. It must be written down with complete clarity. But here's the key. Keep it private. Don't just say, "I want to be successful." Define exactly what success looks like for you. Don't just dream. Design a plan. What skills must you master? What habits need to change? Where will you be in 6 months, a year, 5 years? Write it down, but place it somewhere only you can see. This is your mission, not something for others to validate. Bruce Lee understood this principle. He famously wrote down his life's vision in a personal note called his definite chief aim, keeping it close but rarely speaking about it. He didn't announce his every move, he acted, and the world had no choice but to recognize his mastery. A goal that doesn't align with your core values will never fulfill you. People chase money, status, or recognition, only to feel empty when they get it. If you want real transformation, ask yourself, who do I want to become? Not for others, but for myself. What impact do I want to leave? Will this path make me stronger, wiser, and more fulfilled, or just impress people? When your goal is aligned with your values, motivation is no longer an issue. You won't need external validation. You'll be powered by something deeper. So decide. Write it down. Own it. Then execute until the world has no choice but to recognize the new you. Number 6. Rebuild your daily habits. Discipline over motivation. Success isn't about feeling inspired. It's about showing up and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. The people who transform their lives don't rely on bursts of motivation. They create systems that make progress inevitable. Think about someone who wants to get in shape. At first, they feel excited, hitting the gym every day. But a few weeks in, the excitement fades, and they start skipping workouts. They wait for motivation to return, but it never does. Now compare that to someone who makes training non-negotiable. They go whether they feel like it or not. They have a system. Same time, same routine, no excuses. A year later, one person is still waiting for the right moment, while the other is in the best shape of their life. The difference? Discipline, not motivation. It applies to everything, whether it's learning a new skill, improving your mindset, or building financial stability. The person who sets a strict routine, tracks progress, and eliminates distractions will always outperform the one waiting for inspiration. If you want transformation, you need to remove decision-making from the equation. Instead of asking, "Do I feel like doing this today?" you simply execute. Seneca put it best. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. The right opportunity will come, but if you haven't built the habits to seize it, you'll let it slip away. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Build a system, commit to it, and let discipline carry you when motivation fails. If you master your daily habits, you master your future. Number 7. Train your body and mind like a warrior. Strength controls everything. A weak body leads to a weak mind. If you can't control your own physical state, how can you expect to control your emotions, your thoughts, or your actions? Strength isn't just about looking good, it's about mastery over yourself. When your body is strong, your mind follows. When your mind is disciplined, your emotions don't control you. This is why every great warrior, leader, and thinker throughout history prioritized physical training alongside mental discipline. Look at the Spartans, trained from childhood to push past pain, endure discomfort, and cultivate an unbreakable mindset. It wasn't just about fighting, it was about mental resilience. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most disciplined Stoic emperors, maintained rigorous physical conditioning because he understood that a strong body reinforces a strong will. Even modern-day powerhouses like David Goggins, a former Navy SEAL, prove this truth. He forged himself through relentless training, using physical suffering to develop extreme mental toughness. The connection is simple. When you push yourself physically, you train yourself to endure discomfort without breaking. Every workout, every cold shower, every run, when you don't feel like it, is a direct challenge to your weakness. Your emotions may scream for comfort, but your discipline forces you forward. If you can endure pain in training, you can endure anything in life. This isn't about vanity, it's about control. When you take charge of your body, your posture changes, your energy shifts, and people feel the presence of someone in command of themselves. You move differently. You think differently. You respond differently. Weakness invites chaos, strength demands respect. So start training, not just for fitness, but for control over yourself. Build a body that can handle pressure and a mind that won't fold under stress. Because in the end, life rewards those who are physically prepared, mentally sharp, and unshakable under fire. Number 8. Master your emotions. Control your reactions, control your life. If you can't control your emotions, someone else will. The world is full of people who get manipulated, provoked, and thrown off course simply because they let their emotions take over. A stronger version of you doesn't react impulsively. He observes, he calculates, and he responds with precision. Most people let their emotions dictate their actions. They lash out when provoked, lose focus when stressed, and make decisions based on fleeting feelings rather than clear logic. This is why they stay stuck, because they are easy to manipulate. A simple insult throws them into a rage. A small setback makes them quit. A moment of doubt convinces them they aren't capable. Weak emotions lead to weak actions. Look at the greatest leaders in history: Julius Caesar, Napoleon, Marcus Aurelius. These men faced betrayal, war, and immense pressure, yet they remained composed. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, understood this deeply. His philosophy wasn't about suppressing emotions but mastering them. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Instead of reacting emotionally, he trained himself to observe, reflect, and act from a place of wisdom. Think of it like a game of chess. The best players don't react impulsively. They think several moves ahead. Your emotions are like the opponent trying to bait you into a mistake. If you take the bait, you lose. If you remain calm, you control the game. This applies to every area of life: business, relationships, personal growth. The person who can stay calm under pressure wins in the long run. The negotiator who doesn't flinch gets the best deal. The athlete who controls his nerves performs at the highest level. The man who doesn't react to disrespect earns real power. Emotional control is what separates the strong from the weak. So how do you train this? Pause before you react. Observe your emotions like an outsider. Ask yourself, is this response serving me? Will it move me forward or hold me back? Over time, this habit makes you untouchable. No insult, no stress, no setback will shake you. Most people live like puppets, controlled by their emotions, easily provoked, constantly thrown off balance. But not you. You will master yourself. You will control your reactions. And when you do, nothing and no one will be able to pull you down. Phase 3. Reappear, or never look back. Number 9. Reappear only when you're ready. No need to prove anything. Most people make the mistake of rushing their comeback. They disappear for a short time, barely transform, and then reemerge too soon, desperate to prove they've changed. But real transformation isn't about proving anything. It's about becoming so solid in your new self that you don't care who notices. The world doesn't need to see your progress immediately. True change happens in silence. Look at elite fighters preparing for a championship. They don't spend their training camp posting on social media, seeking validation. They vanish, put in the work, and return when they are ready to dominate. When Mike Tyson trained under Customato, he was hidden from the public, refining his craft until he became an unstoppable force. When he finally stepped into the ring, there was no need for words. His presence alone demanded respect. Your transformation must follow the same principle. You don't announce it. You don't seek recognition. You simply become undeniable. When you walk into a room, people should feel the difference. Not because you told them, but because your energy, your confidence, and your actions make it impossible to ignore. When is the right time to reappear? When you no longer need external validation. If you still feel the urge to prove yourself, you're not ready. The moment you truly transform, you won't care about proving anything to anyone. You will move differently, think differently, and operate at a level where others' opinions are irrelevant. So be patient. Stay in the dark until your foundation is unshakable. And when you finally step forward, Do it not for recognition, but because you have nothing left to prove. Only work to continue. Number 10. Only connect with those who share your values. Protect your growth. Not everyone is meant to follow you into your new life. When you change, many people from your past won't understand it, and some will even resist it. They'll mock your discipline, question your decisions, and try to pull you back into the old habits you worked so hard to escape. This isn't personal. It's just human nature. People fear what they don't understand, and they resent the reminder that they too could change but choose not to. Look at history's great figures. Every single one of them had to outgrow their original environment. Malcolm X, after leaving prison, didn't go back to his old crowd. He sought out mentors and thinkers who could elevate him. Elon Musk, when building SpaceX, didn't surround himself with people who doubted his vision. He assembled a team of the best engineers and dreamers who believed in the impossible. The truth is, your environment will shape you more than your intentions. If you spend time around people who have no ambition, no discipline, and no vision for their lives, their mindset will infect yours. You don't have to hate them or cut them off with anger, but you must recognize this: staying in the wrong company is a slow poison to your transformation. Instead, seek out those who challenge you, who push you forward, who demand the best from you. You don't have to be the smartest or strongest in the room, but you should never be the most ambitious person in your circle. If you're always the most driven one, it means you've stopped growing, so be ruthless about who gets access to you. If someone isn't aligned with your growth, love them from a distance, but don't let them influence your path. Surround yourself only with those who make you sharper, stronger, and more focused. Because in the end, your success will not just be determined by what you do, but by who you choose to walk beside you. Number 11. Never look back with regret. You didn't escape, you evolved. The past has nothing left to offer you. The mistakes, the wasted time, the wrong people, they are gone. Regret is a chain that keeps you tied to a version of yourself that no longer exists. If you keep looking back, you'll never fully step into the person you are meant to become. Many people sabotage their transformation because they romanticize the past. They remember the comfort, the familiarity, the illusion of happiness. They forget the pain, the stagnation, the emptiness that pushed them to change in the first place. They feel guilty for leaving behind friendships, habits, or environments that once defined them. But growth requires sacrifice. You didn't disappear to run away. You disappeared to rebuild. Think of warriors who leave home to train. They don't dwell on the comforts they left behind. They focus on the strength they are gaining. Michael Jordan didn't waste time reminiscing about the games he lost. He used them as fuel to dominate the next one. Steve Jobs didn't get stuck in regret when Apple fired him. He used it to build something even greater. The past is a lesson, not a life sentence. You made a choice to evolve. Own it. Instead of looking back at what could have been, focus on what's ahead. The best version of you isn't behind you. It's waiting in the future. Keep moving forward without hesitation, without regret, because the moment you stop looking back is the moment you finally become unstoppable. Number 12. Live like a mystery. Power is in silence. The more people know about you, the more they can control you. Every time you explain yourself, you give others the power to judge, doubt, or undermine your path. Most people live loudly because they crave validation. They announce every minor achievement, every struggle, every plan, hoping for approval. But true power doesn't come from seeking recognition. It comes from moving in silence. Look at the most successful and influential figures in history. They didn't waste energy trying to convince people of their greatness. They simply became great. Leonardo da Vinci spent years perfecting his work in secrecy before unveiling his masterpieces. Michael Jordan didn't tell the world he was coming back in 1995. He simply sent out 2 words, "I'm back." Then, he dominated the game. Elon Musk doesn't hype up every project before it's done. He unveils working innovations that shake entire industries. These people didn't talk about what they were going to do. They did it. Why does this work? Because mystery is power. When people can't predict you, they can't control you. When they don't know your next move, they can't stop it. Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius understood this well. He wrote, Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about others. Instead, be busy with the task before you. This is why the most powerful individuals move with precision and silence. They don't explain themselves, they don't seek validation, and they don't waste time proving anything. Now, think of someone you know who constantly talks about their big plans but never follows through. They tell everyone how they're going to get in shape, start a business, or change their life. A few months later, nothing happens. Why? Because the moment they spoke their goal, they felt a small sense of accomplishment. The brain rewards them with dopamine, making them feel as if they've already made progress. So they lose the urgency to act. This is why people who talk the most often achieve the least. On the other hand, consider a fighter training for the biggest match of his life. Does he post about every training session, every struggle, every moment of progress? No. He disappears, works in silence, sharpens his mind and body, and only reappears when he's ready to dominate. This is how you should approach your transformation. Stop explaining, stop justifying, stop seeking approval. The world doesn't need to know what you're building, only that you have built it. Mystery creates fear. When people don't know your next move, they become uneasy. When they can't predict your actions, they can't manipulate them. A quiet man with a plan is always more dangerous than a loud man seeking attention. So here's your move. Operate in silence, build in the dark, and emerge when you are undeniable. Let others talk, let them wonder. By the time they realize what you've become, it'll already be too late for them to stop you. Conclusion. Your transformation starts now. If you've made it this far, it means something inside you is ready for change. You're done living in the shadow of your past, done explaining yourself to people who don't understand, and done waiting for permission to evolve. But here's the truth. There is no perfect moment to transform. The right time is always now. Most people wait. They wait for motivation, for approval, for the perfect circumstances that will never come. They spend years trapped in hesitation, watching others move forward while they stay stuck in the same patterns. But you are not most people. You've just learned how to disappear, rebuild, and re-emerge stronger than ever. Now it's time to take action. Don't just absorb this knowledge, apply it. Start cutting off the noise. Protect your goals. Move in silence. Build yourself up in ways that make explanations unnecessary. Because when you return, you won't need to prove anything. Your presence, your results, and your energy will say everything. Remember what the Stoics taught. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. The same applies to your transformation. Don't talk about it. Be it. Now, if you're truly ready, take action right now. Hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to Victory Stoic so you never lose sight of your path. Comment, "I choose transformation," and tell me, what is the first step you're taking today? Your story matters, and your journey is just beginning. You are not alone in this. Victory Stoic is here to guide you, challenge you, and remind you of the unbreakable force within you. Now go. Discipline over distraction, execution over excuses. The world will see you again when you decide it's time.